Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at NEAR. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. So taking a look at the weekly chart here, as you can see, we have the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA, the yellow and red EMAs respectively. And we also have this Fibonacci retracement set up. Now, if you don't know how to use a Fibonacci retracement, then feel free to check out the description. There's going to be a video linked on how to use the Fibonacci retracement. So as you can see, you also have two support blocks here. One is red and one is blue. Now we have reached the red support block and we dropped below that just a bit for a couple of weeks. And that was also where the second fib level was at the Fibonacci retracement here at $1.34. So this was a very good entry point. And since then we've gone up 19%. So very good entry points for NEAR protocol here, and I did have this Fibonacci retracement for quite a while, so this is not like I just added this on the chart and I'm telling you now that you should be buying at these levels. We had this long before we saw this drop. Now, in case we see a further capitulation, which is unlikely by the looks of things, but then again, you never know what's going to happen in the next couple of days. So if we see another pullback and we lose the red support block, you might drop all the way down into the blue support block that is based off of this little trading range we had in November and December of 2020. So anywhere between $1.10 and 88 cents. So if you print a lower low, that's going to be negative long term because you're simply in the continuation of the downtrend. Realistically, what you should be doing is you need to be breaking this August high because that is really going to start breaking the trend there. If you don't do that within the next month or two, you're just probably going to come back down and have a retest, and then you're going to have that large run up or strong run up into August of 2023 because usually we see an impulsive move to the upside during the summer. Then we're going to have another pullback down, and towards the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024, we are going to start preparing for the bull market as the Bitcoin halving approaches. So right now, what we're also doing is we're running into the 20 EMA on the weekly, which is good because you're having that retracement to the 20 EMA for confirmation of resistance, and then you're potentially pulling back down. So you want to have some buy limit orders set up. Potentially you have $2.09.5. You have the 1.618 Fibonacci here at $1.80. If you want to set up those buy limit orders, no one's going to stop you. Not saying that that's going to be our bottom exactly. If we continue down, you always need to have some spare cash on the sidelines to enter. So if we drop lower, then you can dollar cost average even more. Now that's based off of that's the support levels that I see based off of this Fibonacci retracement. Now, as you can see, we had quite the impulsive move here. So I'm expecting a healthy retracement to the downside. So retesting the 1.618 would be very, very good, in fact. So keep an eye on these levels here. Draw this out on your chart. You can also see that we have the two yellow trend lines here. And we got rejected from the upper one, which was at $2.66. And this was the swing low that we printed all the way back in May of 2021. And the second, the lower yellow trend line is actually, I'm not sure why that is there. I think it's supposed to be on the daily chart. So we'll jump into the daily chart in just a second. So taking a look at the weekly RSI, you can see that we were in this strong channel down pattern and we're breaking out of it over here, which is very, very positive. So let me just remove those price tags, and you can see that we're breaking out of this major downtrend. So we started all the way back here in September of 2021, and ever since then you were just in this range here, coming down, coming down, coming down, and then you finally broke out. So hopefully what's going to happen here is we're going to see a retracement to the downside. We back test the upper trend line of the channel down pattern, and then we continue to the upside from there. You also have the yellow support trend line at 36 on the RSI. That's going to be a very good entry point. So you have one here and you have one here. Potentially, right? I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just giving you some nice support levels to keep an eye on. Now, if we switch over to the daily, however, we're going to see, yeah, let's just remove that. And let's remove that. So this support block here that we have is something that I want you to keep an eye on. So every time we land in this blue support block, we continue to the upside. We have a bounce to the upside. So it's all based off of this little section here, this little fractal that we had. So in April of 2021 all the way until July, you had dips into this support block, and every time you dipped into the support block, you had a move to the upside. Same thing happened over here from April 2022 until June 2022, and then you ended up with a very strong move to the upside. And a very similar scenario here from October 2022 until December 2022, and then we exploded to the upside. So the next time we come back down into this support block, which is anywhere between, let me give you the levels there, anywhere between 32.6 to 28.2 on the RSI. And as you can see, we could potentially go even below that just a little bit. So anyway, anything below the RSI of 30 is very, very good, because that would be considered oversold, and that's exactly where you want to be buying into your projects. So just have that drawn out on your charts, and let's switch over to the Binance website. And before we continue, I quickly want to ask you, do you value your privacy? If the answer is yes, then you must take a look at ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers you the privacy that you deserve, no activity logs and no connection logs. Your internet provider won't be able to access anything, and anyone using the same open free Wi-Fi in the cafe as you won't be able to do any harm or breach your security. You can use the ExpressVPN application on any device. You can connect it to your PlayStation, or you can even connect it to your router so that anyone who connects is automatically secured. Or if you're looking to access any region-blocked content on your streaming platform, well, ExpressVPN can do that as well. If you're living in the Netherlands and you want to access a TV show that's only available in Japan, well, my friend, you can do that with ExpressVPN. You can use the link down below in the description and get a discounted price along with 3 extra months for free. You can get your money back if you don't like it, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like it, because we all need the privacy, and in today's age especially. And you can also pay with Bitcoin, so that's a really cool feature as well. And let's get on with the video. Switching over to the weekly chart on Binance. So as you can see, we do have this falling wedge playing out, and we're breaking out of it, which is very cool. This is what we need to be seeing here. As you can see, we had that last retest in December of 2022. We had another touch off of the support in November, and we had the initial touch of support back in June of 2022. So our current target is going to be all the way up here at $5 roughly, because that is where the wedge was created. And for that to happen, we need to break above multiple levels of resistance. So that would mean that we'd need to break above this resistance block that we have. So as you can see, this little resistance block here is based off of this low that we printed in June and this little resistance level here that we had in October. So if you manage to break above that in one clean sweep, perfect. That's great. And then you come back down to retest it as support, and then you continue to take out the target. Great. If not, you're going to see a move to the upside here, and then a rejection, and then you're maybe you have to take at least 2 to 3, on the second or third time, we only might break above that. So this could be a nice level to take some profits if you bought in all the way down there and you just want to get out of the project real quick. Some people want to do that. That's going to be a nice 135% profit. Currently, we're sitting at a 88% profit from this local low here. You also have the yellow support trend line. Well, previous support trend line turned to resistance at $3.28.5. And that is because this is the low where the candles closed in June of 2022. And as you can see, then we had a move to the upside, a move to the downside, and we still haven't retested really that level as resistance. We had a brief touch here in October, but that really doesn't count because the candles didn't close right on that level. So I'm saying that potentially you might even run into that level before you see strong pullback in April or May later this year. So just be ready for both outcomes at all times. This doesn't mean that we're out of the woods yet, but this doesn't mean that the bear market is over quite yet. This potentially could be our bear market low, but you don't really know until you're probably going to start breaking above the August high there. Once you start doing that, then it's fairly safe to say that the bear market low has been printed. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. Also, if we switch over to the 3-day chart here, let's take a look. As you can see, you broke above this resistance block that we've been retesting since November of 2021, and you broke above, and now you're potentially going to come back down there, and this is going to be a very good entry point for near if you want to get into the project. And I would just be looking out for this. It's based off of these little local lows and highs, as you can see. Each time you ran into that level, you got sent back down. And it's basically, if you don't know which tool I'm using to set that up, it's this over here, the parallel channel. And you can find it, where can you find it? There we go. It's going to be here. There you go, parallel channel. So the second box here in the menu on the left side. Parallel channel. So that's something that I use for the support and resistance blocks if I'm using them diagonally or I want to set up a channel. And if we take a look at the volume has been pretty good on Near protocol. I think a lot of smart money's coming into Near, and I do think we're going to see new all-time highs in the next bull market for the Near protocol. Hopefully getting. Let's actually see what the potential targets could be to the upside. So let's assume that we have printed our bear market low. All right, and let's take the Fibonacci retracement and set up that. So we have the target at $117, which from where we are right now would be a 5,000% move to the upside. I think that's quite doable, but I wouldn't be that bullish. I would say $65.66 at the 1.414 is more plausible. So I'd be looking at that, and that potentially $117 target could be, well, you can just leave 10 to 15% of your portfolio in the bull market in case you get to that target there. But I would say even the $65 price is pretty good, 2,665% move to the upside. I think that's more than enough for anyone really. And that's pretty much it for Near. If you want to be looking at resistance levels, like I said, you have a couple of those above you. The 0.382 here is going to be the next resistance level based off the Fibonacci retracement at $3.61.5. Then you have the 0.5 at $5.04, which is exactly where the falling wedge was created, which is our technical target right now. And then you also have the golden ratio at $7, and that's going to be your most important level to break through. So that's been it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to check out my Patreon. There's going to be a 7-day free trial for anyone looking to check out what I'm doing there. We have a nice little community. You can send in your requests. I share my portfolio, my low cap gems, and all that good stuff on Patreon. So the link is going to be in the description. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.